Welcome back to Teshkid FX for another price prediction update, and in this video I'll be giving you a price prediction update on Polygon Matic, whose current price stands at the $1.1182 mark, and here on TradingView the market is up by 17.58%. This is a day that we are seeing a massive breakout to the upper side, and I want to give you an analysis on what is happening here on the Polygon Matic chart, basing my analysis on the Elliot wave structures, the Fibonacci's, the key areas of support and resistances, and also draw out any key chart patterns that you have information on this chart. And I'll kickstart the video by giving a brief of what has been happening on this chart. Polygon Matic from the all-time high has been seeing lower prices in this massive ABC corrective movement, which has now taken us back to around the $0.32 mark, and having done so, I believe it has done the minimum that we expected it to do in its ABC corrective movement, and I'm expecting a very nice bounce to the upper side, obeying this Elliot wave structure, having a wave 5 taking us back to an all-time high in the next bull market. And before we get to an all-time high, we first need to see this first wave to the upper side information, and I believe that is what we are seeing over here on the Polygon Matic chart. And if I jump to the 4-hour chart so that we can see this better, here on my 4-hour chart you can see I have this Elliot wave structure in yellow, which is a fractal wave within that first wave to the upper side, where I believe we are in the formation of that fifth wave to the upper side to complete that higher Elliot wave count 1. And getting a little bit into the details of this Elliot wave structure so that it can give us the key scenarios that we expect to play out. After making our low down there, we saw a very nice bounce to the upper side, making the high for that first wave, then retrace to the lower side in the formation of a second wave. Then after making the low of that wave 2, we saw a very nice bounce to the upper side, seeing the high of that wave 3. And after seeing the high of that wave 3 at around the $1.05 mark, we saw a very nice retracement over here in the formation of a fourth wave. And because the fourth wave is a retracement of the third wave, we can use the Fibonacci's, connecting them from the low of that second wave to the high of that third wave to give us a minimum retracement area to the lower side in the formation of that wave 4 between the fib level 0.382 and the fib level 0.618, and I can mark that target area here on the charts like that. And removing the Fibonacci's, you can see that Polygon Matic has continued to respect that movement to the lower side in the formation of that wave 4 by retracing back into this target area and making our low at around the $0.69 mark, and my target area lies between the $0.81 mark and the $0.66 mark. And because the wave 4 is a corrective wave, we also expected to see an ABC corrective movement to play out over here, and we are seeing such a structure right here, having this as the wave A, then a wave B making a peak at around the $0.94 mark, then continued pushing low in the formation of our wave C, making our low at around the $0.69 mark. And after seeing the formation of that wave 4, I expected a very nice bounce to the upper side in the formation of our wave 5, and that is what we are seeing here on the Polygon Matic chart. And because a fifth wave to the upper side is an impulsive wave, we also expect to see fractal waves in formation within this movement to the upper side. And before I get to the key scenarios that I expect to play out basing it on the Elliot wave structures, let me show you the key chart patterns that we have information right here. And starting here on the 4-hour chart, you can see over here in the formation of this wave 4, we have this channel that we had been trading within, which I have highlighted here in yellow, and we managed to break out of this channel to the upper side. We even saw a successful retest of the upper side of the channel in this movement right here on the 4-hour chart. And after the retest was in, we saw a very nice bounce to the upper side, getting back to around the $0.96 mark, where we faced a key area of resistance at around the $0.95 mark. We got a bit of a rejection over here, had a bit of a pullback, and then after making the low at around the $0.83 mark, we are seeing a massive pump to the upper side, managing to break above the key area of resistance at around the $0.95 mark once more. And in that movement right here, we also saw the formation of another chart pattern, which is a double top. And if I draw it out, we can have this impulsive movement making the first top, then so a bit of a retracement forming the neckline, then so a bit of a bounce to the upper side forming the second top. And right now in this movement over here, we have seen a breakout out of this double top to the lower side, and this is a chart pattern that normally breaks to the lower side, having the target area of that breakout as the height between the tops and the neckline. Then we can get that height using a trend line, then place it down here to give us a minimum target area to the lower side, back to around the 0.83 $3.82 mark, and you can see we retraced into that target area, and after making the low we are seeing a very nice bounce to the upper side in the formation of these wave 3, basing it on the Elliot wave structures. So going back to the Elliot wave structures, after making our low down there, we have been seeing a movement to the upper side which has been obeying the Elliot wave structures, having this as the first wave to the upper side, then so a bit of a retracement over here in the formation of a wave 2, then this impulsive movement that we are in at the moment, this is what is forming a wave 3, then a wave 4, and then a wave 5. And getting a little bit into the details of the formation of this Elliot wave structure that we have right here. Once we see the formation of this Elliot wave structure come to an end in the formation of a wave 5, then we can name it as a higher Elliot wave count 1, which is a fractal wave within that first wave to the upper side. And getting a little bit into the details of the formation of this Elliot wave structure, after seeing the high of this first wave over here, we saw a very nice retracement in the formation of a second wave, and after making the low, we can use those touch points to get a minimum target area to the upper side in the formation of this wave 3 to the upper side, using a trend based Fibonacci, connecting it from the low of that first wave to the high of that wave 1, then dragging the Fibonacci's to the low of that second wave, and that gives me a minimum target area to the upper side in the formation of that wave 3 at the fib level 1.618, and that is at around the $0.9951 mark. And you can see this impulsive movement has managed to break above that target area here on the Fibonacci, and we have continued pushing higher, and right now we are trading at around the $1.12 mark, meaning there is more than a $10 difference between the target area that we have and where we are trading at the moment. And that means maybe the high very soon will be in the formation of that wave 3, then expect a very nice retracement over here in the formation of a wave 4. And using the highs that we have right now, we can try to sketch out a sketchy minimum target area to the lower side in the formation of that fourth wave, using the Fibonacci's, connecting them from the low of that second wave to the high of that wave 3 that you have right now, and that gives me a minimum target area between the fib level 0.382 and the fib level 0.5 back to around the $0.97 mark, and back to and the $0.92 mark. So that is the minimum that I'm expecting once we see the high in the formation of this wave 3. Of course, we are expecting a bit of a retracement over here. We cannot just continue pushing higher to complete that higher Elliot wave count 1. We must expect a bit of a retracement here in the charts in the formation of a wave 4, then continue pushing higher in the formation of a wave 5 to complete that higher Elliot wave count 1, and also giving you a minimum target area to the upper side in the formation of this higher Elliot wave count 1, using the Fibonacci's once more, connecting them from the low of that first wave to the high of that wave 1, then dragging the fibs to the high of that wave 3. That gives me a minimum target area between the fib level 0.618, and that is at around the $1.25 mark. That is the minimum that I will expect that higher Elliot wave count 1 to the upper side to do. Also taking a look at the indicators to see what movements will be supported. Here on the 4-hour RSI, we are trading at around the 85 mark, meaning we have gotten into the overbought region, and that means lower prices are coming our way, so that we can try to create some room here on the RSI back into this region right here. And getting to the MACD, here on the MACD you have printed a bullish cross, and that means higher prices are coming our way. So let's be patient and see how that plays out, and I'll keep you updated.